Welcome to today's edition of Crypto Corner at InvestorIdeas.com. News on what's driving the cryptocurrency market. Hello everyone, this is Sam Mowers here. Welcome to episode 859 of the Crypto Corner podcast. Crypto Corner was recently named one of 14 of the best crypto and blockchain podcasts by the site Your Oyster. You can check out this list along with a write-up about Crypto Corner over at youroyster.com. That's yoreoyster.com/blog/best-crypto-podcasts. For news today, CORZ Scientific is joining the Russell 3000 Index. BNXA Holdings has announced a cost-cutting plan, and we have some research on the global crypto ATM market. But just before we get into the show today, a quick reminder that if you enjoy this podcast, please feel free to share it or leave us a review. And as always, I recommend checking out some of the other podcasts on InvestorIdeas.com. This includes the Cannabis Podcast, the Clean Tech and Climate Change podcast, along with many others, all of which will bring you up to speed on the latest stock news and trends in their respective spaces. Alright, so blockchain data center and digital asset miner provider CORZ Scientific Inc., which trades on the Nasdaq under the ticker CORZ, has announced that it is set to join the Russell 3000 Index at the conclusion of the 2022 Russell Index's annual reconstitution effective after the U.S. markets open today. The company's CEO Mike Levitt said, quote, "Inclusion in the Russell 3000 Index less than 6 months after we became a public company represents an important acknowledgement of CORZ Scientific's business fundamentals and strong position as a blockchain data center leader. We look forward to continued engagement with the investment community as we execute our growth plans to create shareholder value." End quote. BNXA Holdings Inc., which trades on the TSXV under the ticker BNXA, has announced a cost-cutting plan in response to the global market's downturn to ensure a stronger roadmap for its long-term success and with a clear line of sight to profitability. Some key cost reduction measures being implemented include the laying off of approximately 30% of the company's staff, a general corporate costs reduction across all SG&A accounts, a downsizing of EU operations and its executives, all resulting in an expected cost savings in excess of $10 million per annum. The company's CEO Holger Arians had this to say, quote, "These are measures of a responsible management. We have experienced rapid growth over the last year, and while we strongly believe demand will resume its global rise, we cannot ignore the current market downturn and must be careful to grow with the long term in mind so we can deliver sustainable value to both our partners and our shareholders." End quote. Indeed, BNXA's management believes the current market downturn is temporary and that growth will resume within the next 6 to 18 months. Last for today, a report published by market research Future finds that the global market for crypto ATMs, which was valued at $3.4 billion USD already in 2021, is projected to register a compound annual growth rate of 56.5% from 2022 to 2030. The following excerpt from the report's description outlines, for instance, the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on the market. Quote, "The COVID-19 pandemic has increased Bitcoin's investment value around the world, with consumers interested in buying into cryptos due to a widespread fear being caused by this deadly virus, especially among people who live in areas affected by the pandemic. But not only has the pandemic brought growth and massive financial gains for investors who sat on the Bitcoin bandwagon or any other cryptocurrency, but it's also given things like crypto ATMs more exposure as more people discover how easy it is to use them." End quote. One must conclude that this research was done before the current market downturn, so we'll see how accurate these projections play out. That does it for today's Crypto Corner. If you would like to be a guest or sponsor for this podcast, contact InvestorIdeas.com. Investor Ideas reminds all listeners to read our disclaimers and disclosures on the InvestorIdeas.com website, and this podcast is not an endorsement to buy products, services, or securities. Investors are reminded all investment involves risk and possible loss of investment. To hear more InvestorIdeas.com podcasts, please visit InvestorIdeas.com/audio. And a reminder, you can also hear our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, Audible, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and most audio platforms available.